morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I wanted to give you a little morning view. I'm planning out some of our meals and looking at my apothecary book that I love, and then we're gonna head down to the garden and check on everything. I did want to show you in today's video how I feed my family for around $100 to $150 a week. We're a family of 6, and I know a lot of you wanted some tips and tricks, so I have a grocery haul in here. We have a bit of a garden tour, and then towards the end I will sit down and chat with you about some things that we do to save some money. So welcome if you're new. I'm so happy you're here. Good morning to you. It's just an arborist. Good morning. God bless you. Stop being so puffy. It's just a tree. He's just cutting the trees down, buddy. All right. It's a beautiful day. This is the temporary chick setup. We just have it kind of braced out into the frame of that greenhouse. And they're okay. And they're back in here. Smokey's telling all the girls when to lay eggs because she's a taskmaster. But yeah, they have their little coop back in there. We still put them up every night just in case. And then this is their run. And then eventually, Smokey. And then eventually I'll extend it so they can kind of see each other. And then hopefully when they get a little bigger, it will be a nice little integration. But we've already had to separate everybody. It's ridiculous. And then I did get the ducks a little house over there, but they still don't go in it. A lot of people were concerned about the ducks in the rain. There's nothing you can do. Even if you tackle them and put them in there, they're going to find a way out to be in the rain. Huh? Say, I like these ducks. I like looking at them. It is such a beautiful day. I'm going to head to the greenhouse and try and find some tea garden supplies, and maybe I'll fill you in on that little goal of mine this season, next, hopefully this season, but we'll see. Everything's looking great. Mommy, I did want to fill up this. There's like a wandering Jew on top, and then some of the strawberries. I'm going to move the strawberries and just make this a whole herb tower. I just don't find that I'm using the space in the correct way, but as you can see, we have a lot to harvest today. Some lemon balm that we don't really want to flower, comfrey, yarrow. What else do we have? The rest are kind of just going. I'm happy the aloe is coming back the right way. The Amish said that they overwatered it and just to let it be for a bit. And then some thyme we could definitely, some thyme and oregano we could definitely not harvest yet, harvest a little bit so it comes back. We have carrots coming. We're looking good this morning. Good little garden check. And then I did want to add one more garden box here to the end of the garden, and that will be for lettuce and greens and really some, I guess, forgotten sowing seed starts that we need to do, and then we'll go from there. So I have one of these garden boxes here. I will link it. I like the garden boxes that have this setup here. The most time-consuming thing is peeling off this plastic, and you don't even have to do that. So I'm just peeling off the plastic paneling for each of these. It comes in a super compact box. These are affordable, and I really do love having a raised bed setup on our property, and I have put together so many of these. This is the only tool and bolt, like screw and bolt setup that I will do, just because it's so much easier on your fingers. But of course you could use your drill bit if you have that attachment. What I was saying though is having those raised beds are key, especially on my property because we are on a hill. So being that we are on that hill, we are gardening in raised beds, and then we're also gardening as best as we possibly can vertically. So there will be a trellis in just about every box, and sometimes those trellises will connect to each other, and that saves us space, but it also just produces a ton more because it brings some air into those crops. So I can even trellis tomatoes if I need to. I will trellis anything I can get my hands on, and that really has just been awesome for us. And then tips and tricks on filling up these beds. We totally do the lasagna method, if you want to call it that, but we do some cardboard in there, some sticks and leaves, lawn trimmings, and we fill that up about, I would say, 70% of the way. And then we're going in with some beneficial compost and then some soil. A lot of people ask about, the money when it comes to the soil, and really that's the most expensive thing for me, at least when it comes to gardening, and that is an investment because you can utilize that soil time and time again, and you can amend it every year if you need to. So a lot of work done in the garden today. Super excited that we got it done. We are headed to the discount grocery store and we are back quickly. I found a new discount grocery store. They have some great prices and then they have some outrageous prices. So I'm very interested in this store. And of course, there are some baby screams in the background. My apologies, but the store is intriguing to me because these Kind bars are not terrible. The sugar is high on those, but we are totally 80-20 in my health journey. So those are 99 cents, and then the cabbage was 50 cents. We make a ton of halushki and coleslaw and sauerkraut, so we always have a cabbage. And then I'm also shopping a lot for my husband for some grab-and-go snacks. So I found some whole grain sandwich crackers for $1.50, and it's like the family size. I got some Rouse homemade roasted red pepper sauce. We have officially run out of our freezer sauce. I canned a ton of it last year, and we just ran out now. So I find that that's successful. The ham and pork always on sale there, so that's a pretty good price, and I'm just going to put that ham and green beans in the crock pot with some potatoes and call it a meal or two. Honestly, we can get a lot out of that. These were on sale for $2.49, and these are awesome. I really like the taste of those Bavarian meat sticks. They're super tasty. We did get some grapes, not usually on sale, but these were, so I'm always going for 2 cheap fruits at the grocery store, and that really helps me. And then, oh my goodness, chickens everywhere are singing an egg song. I apologize. Smoked sausage is always a great one to have on hand. We make like a Cajun rice with broccoli, and that helps. My daughter was pretty persistent about her macaroni and chicken salad, so I got that. That was the most that we spent. I got these Stouffer's Host and Platter potato bites for my husband. They were 49 cents, so I'm like, whatever, let's grab them. I always have bananas. They're super cheap and great to have on hand. And then the Chosen Foods mayo was on sale for 99 cents. It expires in about a month, so we're good, but I mean, that's a great price if you don't make your own mayo and you want an alternative. Chosen Foods is a good one. And then we usually get some honey. I've been using my honey for electuaries, which is just like an herbal infused honey, and it's really great for you and it's medicinal. I've always wanted to try the Spindrift flavor, but I wasn't sure if I'd like it, and it was 49 cents. So I feel like we did good there. We shopped our shelves, and then we did what we could to find some items just to factor into the meals that we already have. Okay, I don't even know if you can hear it, but I keep trying to time it so I can talk to you without a chicken singing an egg song. But we've all told her good job. If you didn't know, that's what chickens do. And we have all hens, so they are loud. But anyways, I wanted to get you turned around and kind of give you an update and then tell you some savings that we've done this week that I thought would be helpful for everybody. So going forward with the channel, I have been on YouTube for so long. I've never really had a strategy, but I feel like I have some valuable content that could help families and mothers specifically like me that want to save money in this type of economy, but they also, I don't know, live a pretty simple life like we do and can have or do have the skill to make a lot of these items, or maybe they want to learn. So going forward, I'm going to try and publish 2 to 3 videos a week. We're saying it out loud. Maybe it will happen, maybe it will not, but I'm going to try. And then I'm going to try my hand at shorts. I'm not a fan of short form content because I don't think it's good for our minds, but maybe it would be helpful to others who don't think like that. So I feel like maybe I can contribute in a unique way. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to try my hand at the shorts and then go from there. So if you're new here, hi. I'm appreciative that you're here, but we're really going to focus on the food and self-sufficiency because I feel like those two things, I can hear, we're good. Okay. Those two things go hand in hand when it comes to being more self-sufficient and saving money. So right now, the gardening is really where it's at. And I went to my local Amish store to get plant starts. And I understand that that is not for everybody. Some people can't go there, but I did see something that has helped me in the past, and that is herbs. You can go to the grocery store and buy a pack of herbs, a little pack, sometimes for close to $5 if you're buying organic. And I found them at my Amish greenhouse for $2.69, but you could also, if you wanted to, find a greenhouse near you and they would also be like $2.49. I know Azure Standard actually does sell starts as well, so just look online for some of those places if you are going to buy herbs, because herbs are awesome. You can dehydrate them, or you could cut them up and freeze them. You could infuse them into butter or olive oil. You could put them in apple cider vinegar. If you're using them medicinally, you could put them into that alcohol and it could become a tincture. You could make them into a tea. There's just a lot that you can do, and I find that buying that fresh matter really does work. Okay, someone needed me. Another thing that I did this week to save us a bit of money by not running out to the store because we didn't have the ingredient and not buying it at the store next time was make my own cheese. And I know a lot of people may not have that skill, but I promise it's easier than you think it is. I needed ricotta cheese for lasagna specifically, and you could just not make lasagna, but I wanted to. So I had milk. I had a gallon of milk, and to be honest, if it's not raw, we're really not drinking a lot of it. It's more so we're cooking with it. So all I did was make some fresh ricotta. You just need some sort of acidic agent. You could do lemon, you could do some sort of vinegar, but I did lemon and made like an herb ricotta and put some oregano in there. I put some rosemary and basil and called it good. So if you need that recipe, just let me know and I'll type it out to you in the comments. But it was very easy. There's a lot that you can do when it comes to making your own like dairy products like yogurt and ricotta cheese. I've made mozzarella cheese. I've made like a farmer's cheese, like a cotija. I've never really ventured into any of the cheddars, but a soft cheese you can do a lot with. So that saved us some money and time. And then the last thing that I did this week that saved us a ton of money was went to my local Amish store. And again, I know not everybody has it, but some people have access to just your regular stores. And I'm going to say something, and I don't feel like it's condescending because I didn't know, but at the grocery store, they always have meat on sale, and it's going to go bad that day. So it's like 50% off. And I've seen so many people bypass it. My own husband does, because some people want fresh meat. But if you want to save money on your grocery stores, snag that meat up. I bought $20 worth of pork and beef, and it went straight into my freezer, and I'm going to use it in so many dishes. And oftentimes the recommended serving size for meat just for us really isn't what it is supposed to be in a recipe. For instance, if we're making some sort of, beef dish, I'm always going to be putting beans with it, or maybe if you don't like beans, you could put a potato with it to make that protein stretch, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of inexpensive ingredients you can have on hand to stretch those meals, and I've talked about that pretty often on the channel, but I figured I'd reiterate it because it is something that I practiced this week. So I hope those tips were helpful. Again, I'm trying to keep these videos pretty short and sweet, but I also want to give some information. So thanks for hanging out with me in the garden today. I've linked all of the products that I used in today's video in the description box down below, and I hope these tips and tricks were helpful. Let me know in the comments what you did to save your family some money this week, and I will catch you soon. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. Bye, y'all.
Never up, never down, never like a theme in a song, clever.